Lost in Space. Do you remember that? Well, this isn't so much about being lost in space, but finding yourself in space, the joy of space. Because do you remember being fascinated by space as a kid? Maybe you still are. Maybe you're still kid-like when it comes to what's out there, the cosmos. Well, there's a whole lot of excited kids about space at the moment because an Australia First Education project that has been designed to harness this sense of awe and wonder through STEM learning has about to blast off for the stars. The New South Wales finals of the Kids in Space program is happening in Newcastle this Friday, and there are 8 local schools taking part. Just to let you know, those 8 schools: St Paul's Primary, Belmont Christian College, St Philip's Christian Public School, hello Branxton, Ourimbah Public School on the Central Coast, Charlestown Public School, Rutherford Public School and Woolloomoolin Public School. Isn't that fantastic? 8 schools taking part in this Kids in Space program from this region alone. Let's find out more about it. Lap Leong is the co-founder of Makers Empire, and this group is supporting the Kids in Space program. Lap, g'day, how are you?
Oh, g'day, Scott. Hey, thanks for having me on your program.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Space, what do you love about it? What made you so fascinated by it?
Oh, space, it's just the final frontier, isn't it? It's like anything we can learn in space, or any kind of technologies, it's just things that we just have not explored yet, but the possibilities are endless. So, yeah, every time we can talk about it all day.
Can you remember when you fell in love with or were just absolutely bewitched by what's up there and out there?
Oh, I think when I first kind of, memories about it would have been stories about, Neil Armstrong on the moon. So, to get a man on the moon back in the time, and then to be able to do that. I mean, if we can do that, what can't you do?
One small step, etc.
Yeah, that's right.
So this program, this Kids in Space program, what's it all about?
Well, Kids in Space is a national program with the Andy Thomas Space Foundation and its supporter, the Australian Space Agency, which is the NASA equivalent in Australia. And they're really trying to, the space industry in Australia is, rapidly growing. And, if you want to get involved in the Australian space industry, it's growing every day, every year. And they need more and more people to contribute to it. And you don't have to have a job. You don't have to be an astronaut, to get, overseas in the US or European Space Agency. You can have a job right here. So this program is all about inspiring the young kids all around Australia to say, hey, look, you can have a career in space. And this project helps them, learn about space and the kind of problems they can solve and the opportunities as well.
Before we talk more about the program itself, Andy Thomas, who you mentioned there before, an Australian-born astronaut, what's this Space Foundation? What's his connection to all of this?
So the Space Foundation is derived from Adelaide, and he's kindly put his name to Space Foundation to really drive Australian interest. And as you know, Andy Thomas, one of the first Australian astronauts with NASA as well. He's an alumni of the Adelaide University, so very, very proud Australian, to kind of put that pathway forward for all us Australians around, into space. So we've also got the first Australian space astronaut, Catherine Pegg. I might have got that wrong, but Catherine. And, we're very proud of her as well, so yeah.
And she's about to go into training, isn't she?
I think she's completed training.
She's completed, so she's now waiting for a placement.
That's right.
How exciting would that be? It'd be the dream of so many boys and girls.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the steps to become an astronaut, all the hoops and all the training. But I heard from one of the US astronauts the number of times it went through over a 10-year period, being a finalist each time, and then finally being the candidate. Just the perseverance and the resilience. So, yeah, it's an amazing achievement.
So, Lap, this program is entwined around STEM and the promotion of STEM learning. Just remind us what the acronym STEM is and how this program ties in with it.
Yeah, so STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics. So going forward, there's going to be more and more STEM skills required for our jobs going forward. So even today, you need STEM just using your mobile phone, using computers and things like that. And going forward, there's going to be more and more kind of jobs around STEM. And we need tomorrow's, the kids to learn about STEM skills to be able to solve tomorrow's problems.
How much interest is there in STEM among kids, or does it take something like this to literally launch students' interest in studying that line there with the science and technology, engineering and maths?
Yeah, so in each state there's a national STEM strategy, and each state will have their own STEM strategy as well. And there's a variety of different things that students can get into around STEM. And there's a lot of interest, like for students who are interested in STEM, there are a variety of different programs that they get into. There's robotics, there's 3D printing, there's coding. There's a variety of different avenues and go through their local school to get involved in STEM.
So, with this program, what's involved exactly? How do the schools get involved? I mentioned at the outset there's 8 in our region. What's their involvement?
Yeah, so this is the third year we've gone. This is the third year, and we've gone national as well. So last year we had the first year gone national. The year before we had a pilot in South Australia, and this year we've gone bigger and better. We've got more regional schools as well. So our schools had applied through expression of interest, and then they were selected. I think we had almost 700 applications, so it's very, very competitive. There's a lot of interest, yeah. And the 8 schools in the Newcastle Hunter Conant region, they've all been selected. So there's only 8 in New South Wales, so they're the only schools. And we're very proud to be able to bring this kind of project into the region as well. So, for example, some schools are very small. They just won't have the kind of opportunities, the budget to be able to do this one. So, for example, Woolloomoolin, I pronounced that probably wrong, but, their school is only no more than 30 students. So to be able to participate, we're just really proud to be able to give those kind of schools the opportunity to participate and give those students an opportunity to, learn a bit more about space. And then once they've been selected, we'll bring the teachers in for 2 training days. They'll learn about problem solving using design thinking. They'll be introduced to some guest speakers from the Australian Space Agency. We also had a local company, BAE Systems, come and talk to the students as well. That was hosted at the training days. Was hosted. A big shout out to Newcastle Uni as well, Mick Cassie down there. So thank you very much. And then the teachers will then go away, work with their students to solve a space problem. So it could be like, how might we help astronauts work and live in space, or how might we use space technologies to design something that will help us down on Earth?
Wow!
And then all that will culminate. This project goes over 2 school terms, and it all culminate in the students having a showcase day at the end of the project, which will be held this Friday at Rutherford Public School, which is just, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, just near Maitland.
You're spot on. And that's this Friday, did you say?
That's right, this Friday at Rutherford Public School.
Okay. Now, obviously, we're going to take great pride in that. Of the 8 participating New South Wales schools, just about all of them are in our region. And we'll even claim Woolloomoolin, even though it's just a little bit outside, just a bit, but it's for the purposes of gloating. Yep, it's a Hunter school. Why has the Hunter done so well?
Yeah, it's very hard to actually bring projects to the region. So when these schools all put their hands up, and we thought, look, let's try and bring this project out to the regions, because the regions, obviously, quite often they miss out on these kind of opportunities. So we're very proud in this project to bring out projects to the kind of region. So, for example, in Queensland, we ran the project in Toowoomba with support from one of our partners. I launched the Trailblazer as well as and also in Victoria, we also got a cohort in Ballarat region as well. So trying to bring more of these projects out to schools as well. So one thing we did know is out of the cohort, 49% of schools are located in regional rural areas and remote areas. And then about almost half the schools have an index below of 1,000 on the community social educational advantage. So if you're under 1,000, you're finding schools a little bit tough. Not your school, just the area's a little bit tough. Or you're in remote regions, so we're very proud to be able to bring out into those kind of regions as well.
Does it also reflect that STEM is doing well in regional New South Wales and obviously, in this case, the Hunter?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of interest in STEM by the students, and if we just give them the tools and the resource and the opportunities, they'll just grab it with both hands, and they'll just show us what they can do. So it doesn't matter where you are and all that. There's a lot of interest and opportunity, there's a lot of interest and, from the students, a lot of interest around that one. So if we can give them the tools and resources to do it, we just have to let them fulfill their potential.
Yeah, what a wonderful thing. And maybe we should get in touch with you on Friday or with the school and find out, Lap, about the presentation going on at Rutherford in our midst at the end of this week.
Yeah, we'd love to. We'd love to have the students in the winning school be able to maybe have an opportunity to talk to ABC Radio as well. That'd be great.
It would be great. Let's do it. Thanks so much for telling us all about kids in space and firing up our imaginations no matter how old we are, because when it comes to space, we're all kids.
All right, thanks, Scott. You guys keep doing an awesome job. We love you. Thank you very much.
Good on you, mate. Thank you. Lap Leong there, part of this extraordinary program, Kids in Space. And how about that? Eight participating schools in New South Wales, and all of them, we're counting you there, Woolerman. You're part of us. All of them in or about the Hunter Valley. Just amazing. Well done. A little bit of madness to